This should be a really interesting listen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone, welcome on back to the channel. I hope that you're having a wonderful one out there. Today we are listening to Journey, but not just any Journey. We're listening to Journey way back in the beginning. We're going back to their debut album, and we're going to listen to the first track off of that album, which is going to be Of a Lifetime, released 1975. Everyone's familiar with, the hits, Separate Ways, and all those things. Now listen, they're hits for a reason. They hit nicely. But never even thought about the band in their debut Hey phase. But we're going to take a look and we're going to take a listen. This track had been recommended and sponsored by Wolverale. Wolverale, thank you so much for the recommendation and, of course, for the support. Every time I see your name, I just think of Wolverine, and I just think, just ching! Anyways, let's go ahead and dive on into the track. We'll talk about it a little bit after. Of a Lifetime. Whose lifetime? Your lifetime? My lifetime? It's all in a lifetime. Here we go. Love that album cover. Coming in. Oh, that's already great. It's good, guys. Come on. Oh, that guitar line. You put it down all that time. You can't lie. Guitar's big. Follow the riff. I gotta say that, I mean, this is very impressive. Right back to it. coming through now? As if you can't go any higher. Right back home. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is what money does to a person. You see what I mean? That was 10 out of 10. No doubt. They got their first royalty check from Separate Ways or whatever hit song catapulted them. And they said, oh man, we got to keep doing that. This was stellar. This was fantastic. I am so curious to hear what you guys think of this. First of all, I love the album cover of this album. They're all just floating up there in space. They're just floating up there. He's standing back there. He's standing on top. They're all just on different perspectives. I love that. Where has this journey been hiding? Has this track ever been performed by them after their commercial success? Because this is awesome. Like, this feels like a classic. And I know that they, obviously with their commercial success later on, their radio hits would pop off like popcorn in an oven. But did they ever go back and like perform tracks like this? And I'm assuming others from this album here. And what's the lineup changes? Because I don't know anything about Journey on a deep level at all, okay? I know their hits. I've heard them. Who hasn't, right? So, like, for example, Ainsley. Of course he's here, right? Sensational. You have an all-star lineup. Even though I don't know Ross Valerie, George Tickner, I know Neil Sean from Santana, Greg Rowley. Like, for example, because I don't know Journey on a band level, is Greg Rowley the lead singer of their commercial side? Is George Tickner, like, how much of the band at this point in their debut is still the band later on? There are some ways to find out. Let's for example, okay, Don't Stop Believin'. Okay. This was released in 81. This album came up 75, so that's 6 years later. Who's playing on this? Where's the personnel? Here you go. Escape version. All right. The only people still here are Ross Valerie and Neil Sean. Everyone else is gone. So it's almost like a completely new band at this point. Man. The vocals, this is to me a 10 out of 10. It's satisfying on every single level. Let me bring you guys up to you using my face. It's satisfying to me on every single level. That main guitar lead is so catchy. They keep on coming back to it. Da 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 da. It is so incredibly infectious, and it's a great guitar line. Very satisfying to listen to. Bass work sensational, backing it all up, right? The drumming, obviously, you got Dunbar here, and he Dunbarred us from I don't know where I'm going with this, but he's done justice. Incredible. The build up as it moves into that finale and how that finale is extended. It's not a quick one and done, okay, satisfying ending, we're done. It keeps on building up, grabbing more attention, reaching to further heights. Eventually the synth comes in. That's going to be performed by Greg Rowley, who's obviously also lead vocalist here. And that just like twists and turns and brings up into this really, really fantastic conclusion there. That, to me, is awesome. Ainsley, when he's on that drumming at the very end, it just catapults this into a different stratosphere. I just thought this was genuinely really, really awesome to listen to. Greg Rowley sounded great on the vocals here. I just think that this is a 10 out of 10 song. And I'm so curious to hear like if they ever perform this later on. I'm sure if I look, I can find a performance of this. I'm going to look. I'm sure I could find a performance of this at this time. You know, that this was released around 75 or so. But I'm curious as if like the modern at that time in the 80s band played this at all. That was really, really awesome. Okay, so here you go. I'm on YouTube. So here's a Live in Osaka 1980. Here's of course 1974. See, this is what okay, so Neo Sean. So Neo went off and performed this song. I don't see a Modern Journey. I'm lying. There's Modern Journey with Greg Rowley. Journey playing the very first Journey song. I'm curious to hear how they sounded like at this point. I'm skipping around. If I'm skipping around because I'm not planning to watch the full live versions of any of these we might check out right now. I just want to get like a idea. That is so good. This is like Genesis touring, and obviously they're playing their hits of like the 80s and so on, but this is like them going back and playing like Stagnation. That's like an instantly iconic guitar line. Oh, that's so good. With that big organ swell there. Oh, are you kidding me? And like I said, I know, obviously there's, earlier versions. If we go to the one we saw here, 1974.
Okay, I'm set. Thanks for letting me hold out on this one.
If you'll allow me.
It's called Of a Lifetime.
Look at the difference, guys. Let's hear that ending. Okay. Fantastic song. That is brilliant. That is brilliant to me. Let's look at these lyrics. I forgot about that. The mist is slowly lifting. The sound of your life misplaced your mind. You're sitting spellbound throughout time. I hope that you remember what you find. Singing more of a lifetime. I like that. The band name is Journey. This is their debut album. This is their statement piece. You're spellbound through time. I hope that you remember what you have found and learned and experienced on that journey. Then you bring it back with you. You put it down, all that I'm thinking, but take a long and distant search. When all is right, you take for granted. You can't look down, but you're no worse. Singing more of a lifetime. The countless visions that are drifting, the silver dreams you hate to lose. There's no harm, we've all been waiting. Well, keep your faith. Do what you choose. Singing more of a lifetime. Brilliant, guys. That was really, really fantastic. Journey recorded a demo album prior to release of this album with the same songs in a different order and with Prairie Prince as the drummer. There were additional tracks, including instrumental pieces that did not make it onto the final product, including the original title track of the demo album, Charge of the Light Brigade. This is the only album to include rhythm guitarist George Tickner. Unlike their later recordings, this is primarily a prog album, focused mainly on the band's instrumental talents. And boy, what instrumental talents that is. The album peaked 132. This song this could get some radio play. Especially at this time, 75, 6 minutes is nothing. And you could even take this and work it into a single. Because even though it doesn't have like a catchy chorus necessarily, that melodic line from the guitar is more than enough to satisfy, I think, any listener. That was an awesome recommendation, Wolver. Thank you so much for that one. That was great. Let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments down below. Thank you as always for being here. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Come back tomorrow. Hope to see you then. And I will see you then. Bye.